Happy Monday, everybody. We're coming to you with a special Monday Mortgage Minute, probably be a little bit more than a minute version today because I had something else to post and wanted to go live with something that's come up quite a bit in the last couple of weeks, and that's bank statements. So a couple things on bank statements. When we ask for bank statements or asset statements for pre-approval, we're asking for specifics on those bank statements. And then as you get closer to closing, usually we have to update those bank statements. Now, couple things we've come across in the last couple of weeks that people have sent over bank statements and kind of gotten a little frustrated on why we need certain things. So a bank statement is going to be all pages of the bank statement. I know that sounds pretty straightforward, but even that blank page. So if your bank statement lists page 1 of 4, we need all 4 pages, even if there's 2 of the pages are usually like maybe a check register. One of the pages is sometimes blank. So we need all the pages of that bank statement. Second, can't do any alterations. So for example, I think last week one of our clients sent over and had marked out the account number and had marked out a couple transactions. We do care what you're doing with the money in the bank statement. Like if you've got large cash deposits or you've got cash deposits coming in, we do care about that. And even if you've got like Venmo or different types of payments coming in, if it's a regular payment, some of the down payment assistance programs, we actually have to figure out what those are from to see if that's regular and consistent income to go towards your income or the overall program cap. So the down payment assistance programs do have a cap on how much income you can make. So can't scratch out the account number, can't scratch out the balance, can't scratch out transactions. Sometimes people will take a black Sharpie and mark that out. Can't do any of that. Can't be altered. So once again, don't do that. Secondly, all pages, we need 60 days of bank statements is what we ask for. So your last 2 months. And then if you, let's say we did a pre-approval for you today and you didn't find a house until April, then we're going to need updated bank statements. Some people are able to give us a bank statement and then they try to do a printout online of a bank statement, and they do the printout. It doesn't list the account number or it doesn't list their name. Lots of different things. So we need to see your name on the bank statement that you print out from online, or transaction history, an account number. So if usually when you do the transaction history printouts, you're only going to see 4 digits or last 5 digits of the account number. But if we've already got a bank statement from you and we can tie the 2 numbers together, then that'll make sense. You need to have the URL at the bottom. So probably the last 2 weeks, I've gotten a lot of people will take their cell phone, they'll log into their bank account and do a snapshot of their bank balance. That's not going to work. We need a transaction history. They will take maybe a snapshot from their phone, multiple pages to show what that statement looked like, but it has no URL. It may not have the account name on there, things like that. So if you're printing something out online, account number, or at least the last 4 digits, if we've got a regular bank statement from you, and a URL and your name, we need to kind of tie those. So a couple things to remember: don't make any marks on the bank statement. Don't if you're sending us bank statements, make sure you send us all pages. Look at the top of the statement. If it says 1 of 3, give us all 3 pages, even if it means nothing. And then if you're doing printouts or transactions online, make sure you've got that URL. An alternative to that, so the reason why we would need a transaction history, let me go back and kind of go through that. So you've given us 60 days of bank statements. You go under contract and you give money for your earnest money deposit. If we have to source that earnest money deposit, meaning we have to show that coming out of your bank account, we're going to need you to do a transaction history from when that last statement ended through the date of the earnest money being deposited or coming out of your bank account. So what some people will do is jump online, they'll do a quick transaction history, send it over. And if it doesn't have those 3 parts of information, show your name, show an account number, or some way, basically an account number, doesn't have to be the full account number, and the URL, we really can't use it. And the reason we need that is we need to source that, hey, you wrote that check for the earnest money, you gave us a copy of the check, but we need to show that actually coming out of your bank account. So if you have any questions, sorry for the long-winded explanation today, but it's come up probably 3 or 4 times in the last week, and I want to make sure to clarify some things so people don't get frustrated wondering, why do you need a blank page in the statement? It's just the requirements. It's the guidelines. So If you have any questions, reach out to me at 630-670-1594. We'll be back to our regularly scheduled, high-tech, fancy background, looking cool, edited and made clean by Virginia. But for this week, I just wanted to get this message out to you. I think next week we're covering, or the post that was supposed to be this week is covering whether you should pay off collections prior to reaching out and talking with a lender. So stay tuned for that next week. I hope you have a great week. I think most of the area is, at least down by us, is thawing out, which is great. I think we're supposed to be in the 60s tomorrow, which I'm looking forward to, all this white stuff on the ground being gone. And I hope everyone else is back to power and everything's back to somewhat normal. And we'll catch up with you next week. Have a great day.